Week 1, Understanding Happiness. Welcome back to the Barbara Schnarr podcast, and welcome to Week 1 of our happiness journey. I'm Barbara Schnarr, and I'm glad you're here. Every week we come together to grow and glow, learning to live more fully, more consciously, as we glow from the inside out. This is Week 1 of 12 of the Barbara Schnarr podcast Happiness series. If you're following along in my 12-week happiness book, that's fantastic. If you don't have the book, that's absolutely fine, but you will want something to write with and write on. If you'd like to get the book, just go to the About section of the Barbara Schnarr podcast, wherever you found this episode, and there will be a link to my 12 happiness coach sessions for coaches and individuals book on Amazon. Or you can just go to Amazon and search for Schnarr Coach. That's Schnarr Coach. You can support this podcast, find the books, merch, and extras by going to patreon.com/The Barbara Schnarr Podcast. Plus, you'll see the little daily motivations I post. Memberships tiers are free, $5 a month, which is just to help to support the podcast, and $15 a month, which gets you free downloads of my books. So that's pretty cool, huh? This is the beginning of something meaningful. Not flashy or performative, not the kind of highlight reel happiness that sparkles for a moment then disappears. This is something deeper, something steadier, and something that actually belongs to you. Over the next 12 weeks, we're going to explore happiness together in a way that feels real, grounded, and personal. The kind of happiness that doesn't depend on everything going perfectly, but grows inside your everyday life. Today, we start at the only place that makes sense. We start with your definition. Because here's the truth that doesn't get talked about a lot. Happiness is not universal. It's not a template that you download. It's not a checklist that you complete. It's more like a fingerprint. It's completely unique, shaped by your experiences, your values, and your story. And yet so many of us spend years chasing someone else's version of happiness. The better job, the more impressive title, the relationship that looks perfect from the outside, but trust me, it isn't, and the life that photographs well. Let me ask you something. I really want you to think about this. What does happiness actually feel like for you? Not what it should look like, not what you've been told it is, but what it feels like in your body, in your quiet moments, in the spaces where nobody else is watching. This week, we're going to uncover that. I want you to think back. Not in a rushed way, but almost like you're flipping through an old photo album in your mind. Find a moment when you felt genuinely happy. Maybe it was something big, like an accomplishment you worked for a long time. Or maybe it was something small and even almost forgettable, like a conversation or a laugh, or a peaceful afternoon where nothing dramatic happened at all. Pause here for a second. Let one of those moments come to you. Now step inside it. What made that moment special? Who was there, if anyone? And how did their presence shape how you felt? Was that happiness tied to something external, or did it rise from somewhere inside you, like a quiet little light? This is where things start to get interesting, because when you revisit these moments, you begin to notice patterns. It's like your happiness has been leaving breadcrumbs for you your entire life. And this week, you're going to finally follow that trail. You might discover that your happiness moments come from connection, or creativity, or solitude, or learning something new, or feeling useful, or feeling free. And once you see those patterns, you can't unsee them. You know. Now, there's another layer we need to talk about, and this one's a little bit sneaky. Expectations. Not just your own, but the ones you've absorbed over time. From family, from culture, from social media, and from all those invisible scripts that whisper, this is what a happy life should look like. Maybe you've felt that pressure before. Like you should be happier when something impressive happens, even if it actually doesn't light you up inside. Or maybe there's a part of you that craves something different, more creativity, more freedom, more calm, but it doesn't quite match the version of success you've been handed. This week, I want you to notice those moments. Don't judge them, don't fix them, just notice. Where does your happiness feel aligned with your true self? And where does it feel like you're performing a role? That awareness alone is powerful. It's like stepping out of a costume you didn't realize you were wearing. Now let's bring in one of the most important tools you'll use on this journey, your journal. Don't think of this as homework, but as a conversation with yourself. A space where you can be honest, reflective, and a little curious. Each day this week, I want you to spend about 10 to 15 minutes writing about a moment of happiness. I don't mean what just happened. I mean just what happened. I mean the texture of it. What did you see? What did you hear? What did the air feel like? What emotions were moving through you? Was your body energized or relaxed or light? What were you grateful for in that moment? As the days go on, something magical starts to happen. Patterns begin to emerge, themes repeat themselves, and your personal blueprint for happiness starts sketching itself out line by line. And that blueprint, that's gold, because it's yours. Speaking of gratitude, let's talk about one of the simplest, most underrated shifts you can make. Gratitude isn't about forcing positivity, it's about noticing. We spend so much time chasing what's next, we overlook what's already there, like standing in a garden while searching for flowers. So this week, I want you to start mornings with one small anchor. Before the day sweeps you away, pause and think of one thing you're grateful for. Doesn't have to be profound. In fact, the smaller the better. Your morning coffee, a quiet moment before the world wakes up, a message from someone you care about, the way the light comes through your window. Then, as your day unfolds, keep a soft awareness for little sparks of joy. A smile from a stranger, the warmth of the sun on your face, that tiny sense of satisfaction when you finish something you started. These moments are easy to miss, but once you start noticing them, it's like tuning a radio to a frequency that was always there. You just hadn't dialed into it yet. And the more you notice, the more your mind begins to look for them. And now let's add one more practice to your week, mindfulness. I like to think of mindfulness as pressing pause on the constant noise, just for a few minutes, letting everything settle. Each day, give yourself 5 minutes. Sit somewhere comfortable. Close your eyes if you want, and bring attention to your breath. Inhale slowly through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Notice the sensation, the rise and fall, the rhythm. Your mind will wander. That's not a mistake. That's just part of being human. But when that happens, just guide your attention back like you're steering a boat back on course. And when you finish, take a moment to think of one thing you're grateful for. That's it. Simple, quiet, powerful. And before we wrap up today, I want you to set an intention. Not a goal filled with pressure, not something rigid. An intention is more like a compass than a destination. So what do you want from this journey? Maybe you want to feel more joy in your daily life. Maybe you want to understand yourself better. Maybe you want to shift old patterns that no longer serve you. Maybe you just want to feel a little bit lighter. Whatever it is, name it. Write it down and keep it somewhere where you can return to it. Because over the next 12 weeks, this intention will guide you. It will remind you why you started. So here's your rhythm for this week. Spend a few minutes each day journaling about a happy moment. Start your mornings with one small gratitude. Take 5 minutes to breathe and be present. Notice when outside expectations show up and keep your intention close. There's no perfection required, no pressure to get it right. Just show up. That's enough. And as we move into next week, we're going to dig into gratitude a little bit deeper, not just as a practice, but as a foundation for long-term happiness. But for now, stay here in your awareness, in your reflections, in the small, quiet moments that are already waiting for you. I'm really looking forward to walking this path with you. And remember, happiness isn't something you chase down the road. It's something you begin to recognize right where you are. See you next week. I sure hope you enjoyed this episode. You can support this podcast by going to patreon.com/the Barbara Schnarr podcast, or you can follow us on YouTube or Threads or Facebook or Insta or anywhere, really. We'd sure love to count you as one of our followers. And of course, anytime you like, subscribe, or share, it really helps me out. Thanks a lot.